Hey everyone, happy Friday. So today's gonna be chill. I just have a few hours to spare today. I do have more work that I picked up, some commissions that I have to be working on in a little bit. But let me take it easy this morning, just kind of chill. Black Mist, what's going on? Long time. What do you got planned for the weekend? It's Friday. I lost my vape. I'm all sad. Graduated from college just doing chores? Oh shit. Feel good to finally have that done with. Yeah, I went to UC Santa Cruz for a little bit. and I don't know, I didn't really. I lived on campus. I didn't really enjoy the college experience. I wasn't there the whole time though, but I mean, like, I didn't ride the entire thing out. I left early. I'm a college dropout, but I was not a fan of the college experience. At least at that campus, uh, it was like I just wanted to get. I ended up going to a technical school after that. Like I was just the, and the reason was because like at the college it was just so much. How would you say, like, wasted time. I was just like, I just want to go to my classes and like get this over with and like, learn what I want to learn. But like, no, you're gonna have to do all this shit first. It's like I'm spending like tens of thousands of dollars a year. I'm like, what do you mean I have to do this? Yo, dude, thanks for the resub. What did he have, a performance or what? Welcome everyone. If you're just joining us, we're just taking it easy today. We got a few hours before I have to. I picked up some more work, some more commission work. Thank God, and I just got to get some of that done. But the wife wasn't feeling too well, so that's why I didn't stream yesterday. I had to kind of take care of all that, and now I'm just like so fucking exhausted, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just stream, and just chill. So don't expect anything from me today. Got nothing for you today. Hey, how's it going? Welcome YouTube chat. What's going on, dude? I haven't heard from you in so long. Well, then again, I haven't streamed on YouTube in a hot minute, so welcome TikTok, welcome Twitch, welcome YouTube. Morning's going well. I just did a bunch of like house stuff this morning. Recovering from your illness. Nothing serious, I hope. Yeah, I think my wife is like sick. Like she hasn't like been outside in forever. During her recovery, and now we have her in like going to the gym and doing like physical training because she's getting stronger. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna start going to the gym, and we have a routine. But she hasn't been amongst other human beings in so long, and I think she just got sick and she's not taking it well. I was just like, well, you got to get used to it eventually. You want to go back out into the world. But just the flu, okay, and getting old. But that's all of us, though. I'm not gonna lie. Um, we have intentionally cut down on all our preservative intake. Naturally, you can't get rid of everything, right? Because I don't own like a fucking farm. So, but we've been intentionally cutting down a lot of the preservatives we've been eating. Dude, I feel like great. Like maybe you can't tell because maybe you can't tell on the camera because my stream is very blurry and low quality, but like my skin has been looking like great since we've cut out. All we did was cut out like just like preservatives. I ain't trying to be a hippie, but what I'm saying is anyway. Uh, when you brought up the hold on, my music is hella loud. I have to like talk over myself. But yeah, I've been feeling younger. Maybe I haven't been, like yeah, man. That's like all it takes. It's just like been good about not having any sugars, right? So not necessarily like a ketogenic whatever diet, just just watching out for the basic stuff. And I swear to God, like I've had, as you get older, you got a little like skin issues. My shit's just gone. Like all my skin issues are gone, and it's crazy. So I've been doing that for a little bit now. I keep thinking like we just got on it, but we've been doing it for a few months now. So past few conventions that I've been working Artist Alley at, if you've seen my Instagram stories, I'll just post up a big old picture of a loaf of bread. This is a loaf of bread that my wife made. There's like no sugar in it. There's no nothing. It's just like salt, yeast, and whatever. And I'll munch on that for like the whole weekend. And I'm just like, man, I feel so good. Normally, when I get home from a con, I'm just complete, complete shit, right? And I always figure that's because I'm not sleeping. Well, I mean, that's probably part of it, but yeah. Anyway, I'm feeling good, and the conventions just have not been wearing me down as much. Amazing, which is good because I have quite a few cons lined up this year. Um, so hopefully I don't fall off the wagon. Tired of feeling tired. But the thing that made me bring this up was because uh, after being an artist for so many years, um, and like you just mentioned about getting older, and I'm like, man, I can't be yo-yoing like this anymore. I mean, I wouldn't change anything about how I handled it in my 20s. Black Mist is asking about Anime Expo in July. Yeah, I have an artist alley table for AX. Believe it's B22, so Bravo 22 or 33. I don't know. I'm kind of far back, but I'm in one of the first rows. Yeah, my my hair grows hella fast now, which sucks because now all of a sudden, all of like when I finally want to keep like colored hair, now my hair is growing hella fast. My roots are crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna touch it up right before we go to Anime Expo though. What's everyone got going on this weekend though? I finally checked out the Nintendo Direct. Um, I don't know. There's nothing in there that's really interesting me. Maybe the Mario Luigi, just because I that's a turn-based game, and I'll play anything that's turn-based. So I mean, uh, I've had Octopath on Steam, one and two on Steam. Wait, do I have both? I thought I got one of them. I had it on Steam for like a year. Keep telling myself I'm gonna. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the collection, the MVC collection. Yeah. Oh, dude, don't even play. God, finally set MVC 2 free. God damn it. Makes me wonder, like, what's the logistics behind that? Because you know how, like Disney owns some Marvel stuff, and like Disney has some, Sony has some. It's just like, well, what part has the video game? You know what I mean? I was just like, what what is always keeping those games from? Because you know it's always like a licensing thing that's keeping MVC from moving forward. You know, um, and I always assume Disney's the reason we don't get another MVC game. Because like, despite how people felt about Infinite, like if you made a new one, everyone would play it anyway. So to me, I'm always just like, all right, this is I just blame Disney. I just blame for everything. Definitely licensing issues with both parties. Buy the game, digital and physical. You see this game being completely delisted within 2 years. Yep. The problem with getting the physical is it's not on the disc. Oh, dude, I don't know how many times we're gonna talk about this, but it's just like I can't, dude. Like I have my pirated version of MVC 2 on Dreamcast, right? Now, if I could find where that Dreamcast is, and we had like a CD tray. It was one of those like it was like one of those cylinders, horrible cylinder, and like you pop the top half off up, and there was just like 200 discs in there. It was all Dreamcast discs from the Philippines. we could, we can find where that thing is. Then I play MVC 2 whenever I want. I gotta wait for a fucking server to be active. You know what I mean? I think it was like 3 weeks ago or something. My wife and I wanted to. We were gonna play a game on Xbox. I can't remember what it was. Eh, probably Grounded, but for all I can't remember. Anyway, Xbox was down, and it was just kind of like now we just can't play this game that we paid $40 for. I'm just like, fuck out of here. You also had a fat stack of Dreamcast burnt games. Hey man, we're part of the problem. We're part of the problem. That's what happened. We did it. Oh, you know what? You can get a physical for the Switch. Okay, that'd be worth to get the physical for the Switch just because you could a Switch with Nintendo, when you buy the game, you own the game. That's why Nintendo always get my money. Mm, that's too. Let's go green. Yeah, much better. Go. Yo, Dreamcast had some bangers, man. You a Power Stone player? Power Stone 2? Don't even play with Power Stone. God, you know what? How have they not made a new Power Stone game? That's crazy. Iron, you guys follow Iron Pinky? He made a This is a few years ago. He made a Power Stone fan artwork, and I was just like, that's like the sickest thing I've ever seen. You know, what other game I remember really enjoying? Uh oh, really? Did we get a new Dino Crisis game though? Because I don't really pay attention to what's coming out. They could put out that survey, but did we get a new Dino Crisis game after that survey? So I remember there was a episode, the Star Wars Episode One game on Dreamcast. I don't think it was a very good game, but I remember enjoying it. Just some video editing. You haven't been part of games or general fandom in a while. Don't think you're much games in it. Yeah, I've been trying to make a point to keep up more with what's going on in the universe. Because for the longest time, I didn't know what's going on anywhere with anything. I'm trying to make a point to be a little, like back in the day, I wouldn't even bother looking up Nintendo Direct or you know what I mean. I know that Elden Ring had just released like its first big DLC, so I'm kind of keeping up with that because I think that's interesting. Um, what else did what else did I keep up with? There's some other shit. If you bring it up, I'll be like, oh yeah. Elden Ring's well, any Souls game. That's one of those things I don't want to. I don't play because I know the moment I touch one of those games, I've just ruined my entire life. Like, look at what happens when I download Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Just, I'm just gone. You know, just gone. I can't imagine if I played a fucking Souls game, dude. It's gone forever. You never see me again. Like my wife's trying to convince me to play Baldur's Gate with her, and I'm just like, what's gonna happen? The survey was recent. Mega Man, Devil May Cry was up there. Are we still like literally able to get new Mega Man games? Like, is that still something that's like possible in regards to the IP? I thought that shit was like a wrap. I thought we just couldn't get Mega Man anymore for whatever some legal reason. I thought it was just a wrap. Because if they can make another game, because I played Mega Man 10. No wait, was it 10 or 11? This is the one with the gears where you could slow down time. Was that 11? Whatever. Anyway, I thought that game was awesome. You know what we need? Fucking Mega Man Legends. Was it three? Would it would be three, right? In regards to main Mega Man Legends games. Yeah, we need that shit. Mega Man Legends in modern graphics. Shit. Oh man. Uh, Alex, what's going on? What are we doing? We're just hanging out in the sketchbook today. Yeah, I have a little bit of time today before I gotta do some work. So I thought we'd just hang out on here. This thing that I have is a client work, so I can't stream it. Yeah, I was waiting for the Battle Network collection to go on sale on Steam. I was just like I was like, all right, the moment it goes under $15. So I'm like sitting around waiting for Black Friday to happen. Like the moment this network collection goes under $15, it's a wrap. Because I could just emulate it, but like I would rather like I like I don't know, I'd rather just play it like properly. Even though I know like emulating is probably more proper than any like Steam version, but I just don't sail the seven seas for a lot of stuff these days anymore, and I just don't want to. I don't know. That come with age. You have a good feeling they are really in the kitchen cooking up new Marvel vs. Capcom. They released that arcade cabinet one up last year that would cost $600 and sold out one day one. I mean, I hope they are. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like it just seems so strange that they wouldn't, especially now with how like well, I mean, I guess like mainstream Marvel movies not as popular these days, but I mean they still make money. Like they still have, they're like you put Iron Man in a game, you put him front and center, even though I would still prefer you would put Ryu and Cyclops up front, but but hey, you could even then you could put Cyclops up front with the success of recent XMen stuff. Like yeah, I'm just saying like I hope they are because it would make sense monetarily. Like old fighting game people have been clamoring for it for fucking decades, and I just don't see the downside to it. So I'm just surprised they haven't. They haven't dropped one yet. Yeah, I know the whole story with like Legends and Legends 3 and cancel and everything that's involved with that. I'm just saying, we were talking about games for them to bring out. I'm telling you, Legends 3. I mean, problem is I don't think Legends 3 would sell well. I don't think so. Oh, you talking about if they make a new one? Oh, I have not. They made new artwork. They got the only guy that they need to do artwork for that shit. I don't know. I haven't, his more recent stuff. I mean, I hate to be one of those guys, but his more recent stuff is like a shadow of a shell of what it was back in the day. Do you think Legends 3 would sell? I think I think the safer route would be to do Mega what was it? Whatever the next one would be, Mega Man 12, right? Would just to be make would just to make a new Mega Man game that's really good, Mega Man 12, and then make Legends after that. No, you know what they need to do is make MVC4 and bring everybody back. I'm talking about every playable character. They need to put fucking everybody. They put Mega Man. They need to put X. They need to put Zero. They need to put Roll. They need to put fucking. They need to have everybody. They need to have Apocalypse. Or no, no. They need to have Apocalypse as a playable character, unlockable. They need to have Abyss as a playable character. You have every. Uh, YouTube chat. B man, what's going on? How's it going? Malcolm asks, "What do you think about X Men '97?" Didn't we talk about it already? But all right, so too long didn't read. I thought it was really good. I had incredibly low expectations based on based on what we've been getting from Disney. I had like unbelievably low expectations um for X-Men 97. And I don't think that it was I don't think that it was good in the sense that like it was much better than my expectations. I think it was just very, very good in general. Um, I and it's not me having grown up with the the '90s version, which I did because old. Um, so like I wasn't a fan of the art style because it kind of looked like look. It looks like the art direct. It looks like they all look like Archer characters. That's what they look like. Um, and then especially once they released the opening sequence, I was just like, this looks like some Flash animation, fucking Archer, fucking bullshit, right? But the show animation is actually much better than the opening sequence, which is strange because usually opening sequence has the better animation and then the show. So um and the reason I said it's not like a bias of enjoyment because I grew up with the 90s version. As I was watching 97, I realized I don't remember a goddamn thing about the old show. I remember when I remember when Gladiator showed up and threw Juggernaut like across the roof. I remember when Professor X and Magneto got stuck in the Savage Land. It felt like they were there for like 12 episodes, but in hindsight, it was probably like 2 episodes. I remember Wolverine. I remember Lady Deathstrike uh, finessing Wolverine into cutting open something underground. That's like all I remember. um, so question here is, how are you feeling about your art and your projects? My art projects, I'm happy with them. Like I spent the first part of the year doing like convention art project um with the Digimon piece. Uh I've picked up a lot of commission work and you're getting paid. I always feel great about that. So and in regards to my personal projects, they're not done, so I don't have an opinion about them. What about you? Yeah, I thought the animation was I thought the animation was amazing. I thought it was great. Like I called it within like the first couple episodes though. I was just like, all of this is just a long play so that they can bring back their core Avengers. That's I put it like I left that comment on like a double toasted uh post like long like after the first episode aired or something. I was just like, yo, this was cool, but I promise you this is just a long play so that they can go do Avengers versus X-Men and then reuse their core Avengers. It's just a long play for that. And then no spoilers, but yeah. It was everything you asked for. You're really big into X-Men comics growing up. All I'm saying is now we have to get at least a conclusion, even if it's just one season. Actually, I'd prefer if it was just one season to Spider-Man. Okay, don't don't fucking show him like that. What, 2 or 3 times? Don't do that. Don't show him if you're not gonna finish it. That's all I'm saying. Like it was kind of like with Samurai Jack, where I was just like, I don't like when they brought it back. In my head, I was just like, I don't even care how you guys end it. Just end it. I don't even care how you do it. You know. Now to be fair, I think they fumbled that ending for Samurai Jack. But my point is, we got the ending, and I'm happy with that. Like, all right, cool. You guys gave me what I wanted. Kinda. You gave me an ending. It's not the ending I enjoyed, but I got it, and I'm happy with that. So I don't care what they do with Spider-Man. Just give us an ending, and I kind of feel like they're obligated to do it now because they gone and fucking showed them like how many work in progress files do you or how much stuff do you have work in progress right now? I guess it's hard to call, right? Because like everything is kind of a work in progress. And I guarantee, like, I'm just gonna say, I mean, in regards to what's gonna happen with X Men in the next, season or two, given that he left, my opinion, based on like what you would hear from MCU directors and stuff, is they're 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 not gonna let them just make X Men stories. What it's gonna do is they're just gonna try to set up other things. Like they're already doing it. They're already doing that in this first season of '97. They're already setting up a bunch of stuff. And how much you want to bet the creative differences was the the guy was like, I want to make X-Men stories, and Disney's just like, yeah, you can, but you must also like you got to pour this on top of it too. So in regards to my what I think is going to happen in the following seasons of X-Men, I I like I said it already that I thought this was just going to be a big long play so they can reuse their core Avengers. I think they're going to mess it up by trying to make it all line up, and then they're going to I think the last thing I want it to do, which I know they're already going to do, is they're going to tie it into the MCU like the movies. I don't know how they're going to do that, but they will. Fucking whenever they make the the Spider-Man show, the sky's gonna crack open. Tom Holland's face is just gonna be like the floating PNG. You know what I'm talking about? PNG, just short comic and a rough draft of a light novel. Jesus Christ! Just some little things. A book. I mean, that's cool though. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not trying to be negative in regards to what's coming forward with or what's coming next with the X-Men show, but I think we've seen the peak of it. Like I'm gonna watch what happens next because they got me interested. But I think we've seen the peak of it. I do hope I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Animation takes a long time. I have a gut feeling that season two is already well in development. Probably know we still just as good as season one. I mean, I'm a fan of the MCU, so I'm talking to the YouTube chat right now. I'm a fan of the MCU 5 years ago. um, but I'm not one of those people who can't be critical. I mean, every time we bring it up here on the stream, I'm very critical of it. But ultimately, I mean, I don't care that much that I like lose sleep over it or anything. But or I'm gonna like argue with people like some people. But we did get an ending. What are you talking about? That shit ended in April 2019. um, we beat the game. Everything else is just this has just been optional DLC. Phase four and forward. Uh, well, I mean, like Malcolm, what I'm talking about is when I say I think we've hit the peak of it, is because I feel like because the okay right now it's been a very good standalone. Like it's just X Men, right? Like the story, it's just revolving around them, right? X Men and mutants, and I just do not trust Disney to be like, okay, well, it's doing really well. We have the opportunity to add in the Avengers and um, which they kind of already did, right? And like tie it in to our multiverse, whatever that they're doing. So for some reason, still, I just don't see them passing up that opportunity. I mean, ultimately, I don't really care as long as we get more episodes of everything. Give me more X Men episodes. Give me more Spider Man episodes, and I'll I'll consume it. You know what else I've consumed? The Boys. Wait, don't clip that. You know what show I've watched? The Boys. Ah, well, any Yeah, yeah, no, no, I had a fun run. Just not a fan of what it's been doing. Basically, anything post Endgame, haven't really been a fan of. I don't think anything has been particularly well done since then. Um, and I don't count No Way Home because the thing that made that really really good wasn't really MCU related. Have you tried to rewatch that movie, Malcolm? Have you tried to rewatch No Way Home? Um, I can't. It was a long time ago when I tried to rewatch it. Yo, that movie's actually kind of boring. You're just kind of waiting for like you're just kind of waiting for like certain things to happen. But that movie's kind of boring. Like Jesus Christ, you know what would have been fun if it was Spider if the whole movie was Spider Man Daredevil. No, thanks for the follow. I still think the stories will revolve around them. They're clearly setting up. Oh, hold on, I missed the top of your comment. Apocalypse, Onslaught, and Apocalypse, which gets you super excited. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about all that, and I think they're still gonna do it because of what they set up in the first season. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, well, what we've learned from the movies is that they will throw away any good opportunity to make a normal good movie, so they can do like some cameo shit. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I'm wrong. Uh, myself, thank you for the follow. First time chatters asking how long have you been drawing? About 11 years now? I've only been good at drawing for about like 2 years. How about that? Before that, it was all Pokemon. Enjoy that movie, own it on Blu-ray. However, the theater experience was amazing. It was like having your own personal Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. Like obviously that movie is like amplified to the max when you watch it in the theaters. That movie was not designed to be watched like streaming it on your PC, like standing in front of your computer. Just like, I'm something of a scientist myself. And it's just like dead quiet for like 3 seconds because that's where the audience is supposed to like cheer. But if you're watching it at home, you're just like, why is everyone standing around for like 5 seconds just looking at each other? um, you draw very well. I think it's great how you can draw without sketches. Oh, thank you. Um, well, yeah, I mean, I can't draw everything without construction lines. I could only draw the things that I understand. Like this, so um, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, anyone could do this. Most people do. They just don't do it with like humans. I'm sure like everyone has something that they can draw without needing reference or construction lines. So but thank you. Yeah. So I just have the day, well, not the whole day. I have the morning off. Um take it easy before I get back to these projects, this paid commissions that I got to take care of. I just want to kind of hang out. That muscle's wrong. What myself, what do you like to draw? Subject matter wise. Let's try that again. Thor 4 was indeed ass. Ant-Man 3. I didn't even watch Ant-Man 3. So I can't have a fair opinion about it because I didn't watch it, you know. Um but I have listened to people break that like the what happens in it, and like I've seen everything that everyone else has seen. Um which is one of the things that made me not want to watch. I didn't even like Ant-Man 2, and that was pre-Endgame. But I watched it because I was like I have to. You know, how they had us. Remember 2018, 2019, where they had us, where they just like they could have released like a 45 episode miniseries, or like you know what I mean? Like they could have been like, all right, so before Endgame, you got to watch this. We'd be like, fuck, fine. You like drawing people in scenes? Oh, nice, yeah, yeah. I don't really have a favorite thing to draw anymore because I just like I get. You guys have seen I've been dabbling with a lot of different things lately because I'm getting bored. I'm just bored now with like drawing everything. So I don't even have a favorite thing to draw anymore. Like I've been like literally right next, like a couple inches from me. I got all my books, and I'm just revisiting everything. I have my just like everything. I have like a monster anatomy book next to me too. Cause I'm so bored, and I'm just like I need to revisit all this old shit, and maybe it'll spark my interest again. Not I'm not bored of drawing. I think subject matter wise, I'm just like so that's why like when I'm bored and I can't think of like an interesting subject, I always just default to humans because you can never practice humans enough. That's why I've always find it interesting when oh no, I'm not gonna say that. Do you have a default thing that you like to go to if you're like mentally stuck? I have a buddy who likes to draw plants when they're stuck. She's surprisingly really good at drawing plants, but does not sell plant artwork, like foliage artwork, which is weird. I think maybe because when you draw like organic things, there's not really a wrong there's not really a wrong way to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you so that example I made, she will default to uh sketching plants when she has nothing to draw. And I'm just like, that's because you can't draw plants incorrectly, so there's no like stress when you're drawing it. Anyway, ignore me. Must have this issue because you've been drawing for a short time. You're in the transition from young to adult. You started very recently, probably soon. I intend to draw everything automatically just for the sake of drawing. Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever keeps your interest. That's why, you know how people say like the best workout routine is not like the best workout routine for you is not necessarily like the most efficient one or the most effective one. The best one is the one that you're going to keep doing. So when it comes to drawing, I always tell people, it's just like fucking draw whatever you enjoy. Like so that's good. Yeah. As long as you know yourself well enough to just draw the things that you enjoy and get that mileage in. Yesterday at the gym, took you 100 minutes to put in 5 miles on the treadmill. Bro, it was looking like you got out the swimming pool. Now, but the point is, you did it, right? Why you gotta phrase it like that though? You could say it took me almost 2 hours, but you gotta be. It took me 100 minutes. It took me 6,000 seconds to get it done. I was on that bitch for 70 trillion nanoseconds, bro. I go hard. After you finish this page, can you show a little bit of some of your drawings? Um, we just kind of been, it's kind of just been hanging out in the sketchbook. Like drawings. What do I have with me? Well, I have some stuff that I can't show you guys because they're client work. But in regards to like, Malcolm, this finally dried. By the way, thank God. I've had, it's been eating up real estate. Um, but it's finally dry. Now I have nothing to do with it, so I'll probably I'll just see if somebody wants to buy it. Like the next time I go to some like bougie fucking event or whatever, see if someone wants to. But anyway, that was a fun piece. But yeah, it's finally dry. It advertised that oil advertised like 3 to 5 days. Dude, it's been over a week since I did that shit. Um, but no, this is a commission right here. This one was fun. This is a mix of Olo alcohol markers, Copic alcohol markers. Um, there's some there's some oil paint in here. Um, there's some Elmer's whiteout on here. There's some Jelly Roll white ink on here, and then there's a lot of black multi liners. Which, by the way, the whites on this aren't dry yet. I better be careful how I put this back. But in regards to other recent things I have going on, those are the only things I could really show because everything else is either client work or my personal work, which is not meant for the for consumption. What type of paint do you paint with? That's a oil paint. I also do watercolor. I'm more proficient. Oh, I was gonna say I'm more experienced with watercolor than I am with oil. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm better with oil than I am. Like right, right out of the gate, my first set of like 10 or 20 practice pages for oil paintings are better than my watercolor stuff, which is fucking weird, right? Like, uh, I think just the medium of oil painting, I just click with it better. You know, oil painting is a lot more forgiving as well than watercoloring is. So I think that might be it. But then again, my best um medium, or excuse me, the medium that I'm most skilled with is alcohol ink, and that is the least forgiving out of any of them. And uh, I'm really good with like Copic markers and Olo markers. I don't know something about watercolor. I just like you guys know over the years I've told you I've openly expressed how much I like watercolor and the look of it and watercolorists. You know, like I hold them in very high regard, but I don't know why I suck so much with watercolor. I'm so good with alcohol ink. I'm so good with like charcoal. Obviously, like I have a natural aptitude for oil paint, or yeah, which is very fortunate. But I suck so bad. What? I don't fucking know why it's so fucking annoying. Like, hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Uh, from stuck, you take a while or loose paint, still life. Yeah. So like, we're going to the YouTube chat right now. Yeah. If you're stuck doing like, if you're stuck, you can't figure out like what to draw because sometimes that happens, right? People call that art block, and I'm just like, no, it's just sometimes you just like you just don't know what to fucking draw. That's not cool. Man, people throw around that art block fucking they use that word. They use that for everything. Uh yeah, so like things that are I want to say mindless. So like trying to come up with original ideas is like creative is really hard. Um but like what I'm doing right here, this isn't that mentally taxing because it's just like the a human anatomy is human anatomy, right? You're like it's the same shit over and over. So like if you get stuck, you don't know what to draw. Just you could just draw boxes and rotate the perspective for like 5 hours. You know that works, keeps you busy. Um, do you intend to use that one more as time goes by? Watercolor? Um, probably not. Probably not. Given my recent discovery of my proficiency with oil painting, I'll probably lean more into that. By probably, I mean I already have. So like I don't own a very big place. So I could only have so many tools out at one time. And I'm gonna tell you, the area that had my the area that had my watercolor stuff has been already replaced by the oil paintings that here. I bought. Where'd it go? Anyway, I just bought a bunch more stuff for oil painting and on Amazon. It came in yesterday, and I. But yeah, I've completely swapped out my dedicated space for like my water bowl and stuff, in exchange for my oil painting gear. Are you using a reference right now? I always have a sheet in front of me that has like the general breakdown. You know, like you go to YouTube and there's like the front back image. Oh no, you go to Google Images. There's always the front back image of like general large muscle groups. I always have that in front of me. But in regards to like pose for pose, no, I'm not one for wanting any references right now. But I do live with a general human anatomy reference in front of me all the time. Because I don't know, sometimes you can't trust yourself. I think I don't know. I think it's good to have like I was gonna say infinite resource or infinite reference, but I think it's good to have reference in front of you all the time to call on if you need it. Just for workflow, it'll make things a lot faster. Oh, here I have a good comparison. I used to be like really big into Dance Dance Revolution. So if there was a song that we wanted to really get good at, by we I mean me and my brother, we would actually download the song on Kazaa, and then we would just burn it to a CD, and then we would just listen to it on loop when we went to sleep. So it was one of those things where it's because we were constantly exposing ourselves to the song, we got really good at it. So I think it's always good to have wall space dedicated to subject matters that you want to learn. So like I have the human stuff up on the wall. Um, for a while when I was this a couple months ago when I wasn't streaming a lot, I had some perspective stuff up on the wall. Just refresher, like I would take pictures of stuff of particular pages out of the books that I like. Like I like How to Draw by Scott Robertson. That book. It's literally called How to Draw. There's some pages in there on the perspective chapter that I really like. So just take, scan it with your phone and then clean it up in Photoshop and then go print it and then you just stick it up on the wall. But yeah, everything else comes from my head. Oh, is this 600-page sketchbook? Yeah, I only own 600-page sketchbooks, and it's not because I'm like a fucking badass. No, I think price what you're paying for the a 600-page. If you guys don't know what we're talking about like they sell 600-page sketchbooks. They're 300 pages, but they're back and front. It's 302 pages if you count the inner covers, or 602 pages if you count the inner covers. Um, I think it's a really good value for the money. They're really strong. They're really tough, um, and they stack really easily. I have a shit ton of sketchbooks that are different sizes, and some of them are spiral bound, especially the ones I travel with, and they're such a pain in the ass to store. If you're a big stay-at-home artist and you do sketch a lot, um, and like if you don't like to draw on like a printer paper, uh, I think these 600-page sketchbooks are actually a very good option. And the best part is that they stack. Like when you're done, you could put them in like a bookshelf It's organized. They're all the same size. You could put like a label on them, put like the date that you know, so you can keep track of everything a little bit easier. But yeah, no, that's I have the six. I only use 600 page, the big sketchbooks, um, because of that. It's I mean, probably I think they're like $30. Can't stand the smell of oils. What about what about the what was it the paint thinners? You gotta use an oil painting. I use the Gamsol paint thinner. Shit. The thing is, it's spooky because it's odorless. It's like carbon monoxide, where it's like by the time you kind of smell it, it's already too late. That's what Gamsol is. Freckles in regards to Dance Dance Revolution tracks. Freckles. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. I appreciate that. Ah, okay. So you could feel the you could feel like the oil and stuff on you. I can't. I can't. Afterwards, like when I'm done, I could kind of feel like a little bit something is on me, but while I'm doing it, I can't smell it. That's probably from years of smoking cigarettes. That's probably what that is. You see that Simpsons episode where Sideshow Bob tried to tried to kill Marge's sister? Anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Chat say, are you from drawing from Pinterest? No, I don't use Pinterest as a reference source. I have a lot of different reference sources, but Pinterest is not one of them. I okay. Pinterest is fucking annoying. Okay, like that's why I never made an account. And sometimes when I'm looking up reference pictures, like I'll get directed to Pinterest, and because I don't have an account with them, it's always just like anyway, like it won't let you look at anything. And because of that, for my complete um nonsensical personal reason, I don't like using Pinterest like in general. So that's why I don't use it for references. So sue me. Does anyone use does anyone use Pinterest? I feel like Google Images has kind of everything I need if I'm looking for like something specific. A lot on the internet. That's been like that. You know it's not crappy? I'll tell you one thing that's pretty sick about the internet is that um Amazon Prime allows you to sub to like a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel for free. So like I'm saying if any of you have one of those. Are you drawing straight from your head? Yeah. I mean, I do have like pinned on my wall in front of me. I do have general human anatomy stuff, which that's the kind of stuff you should all artists should kind of just have in front of them all the time. But in regards to like poses and gestures and the musculature and all that stuff, or like the body type, no, that's all from my head. Never did have one. Guess you're just not feeling keep up with all these. Are you talking about Amazon? I don't like this pen for the dark color. What pen am I using? Okay, so they sent me this pack, Artesa. They sent me this pack of brush pens like 5 years ago, right? I don't. It's It just says they're just called brush. I don't know what like version of their brush pens it is because they just say brush pen on it. So I can't like direct you. Could like when I use the Pentel brush, I could say like it's the Pentel pocket brush. It's the footed brush, right? This one, they literally just say brush pen on them. So I don't know, but that's the brand. Okay. Yeah, they sent this to me like 5 years ago. No, realistically, I think it was like 4 years ago. No hyperbole. It was probably about 4 years ago, and I wasn't really a fan of them for like bigger projects. So that's why I always just use them for my sketchbooks. But my history with brush pens is they're all kind of the same. My opinion on like my guide on how to choose what brush pen to buy is get one brush pen that's thick get one that's really thin. Get one that's refillable, and then use really inexpensive India ink, um, because India ink tends to not have any kind of pigment like hard pieces in it, so it won't clog the brush. And then, especially if you're just using it for sketching, just do that. Don't buy fancy pens to do your sketch work with, because that's gonna add up real fast. Yeah, I could probably, even with how much I draw, I could probably never buy a brush pen for like the next, again, no hyperbole, 5 years, and then still not run out. Because I still have a couple of jars of India ink, which will work with the Pentel brushes to refill them, and then I have those, and then I have these which somebody sent to me, um, watercolor brush pens, um, but so that they're labeled watercolor brush pens, right? But these right here, hey, thank you for the follow. These ones, the Artesa ones I'm using, they're water based as well. So these ones that somebody sent me, the full rack, but even these behave exactly the same way. So I'll gotta burn through these eventually. So the problem is when I travel, I don't like bringing non-rechargeable pens. See how these are not refillable? When I'm traveling and I'm sketching like on the airplane and at the convention and all that, I don't like to bring a pen that I can't recharge. So I like to bring two or three of the Pentel brush pens and then one of the India ink jars. My sketchbook. Thank you. Another thing is I don't, again, this is like first world problem. When you fly with pens, I don't know about you guys, but I've had pens explode. Not like explode, but just like the ink will just like spew out, right? I find the Pentel brushes don't do that. Um, Tombow pens will. So that makes another reason why I don't want to take these water-based ones into the air with me, because I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen with them if I take them to the sky. Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about like yeah, I'm sure they have refillable ones, but these ones that they sent me are not refillable, which is why I don't take them with me to shows. Is anyone here going to Anime Expo? Dude, this morning my wife baked fresh bread and made this like cheese broccoli soup. I say for the last like 2 minutes that I have not been talking, that's all I've been thinking about. So the moment we're fucking done here, I'm gonna, I'm gonna peace out and fill my face with some soup. So we have some new people here. Welcome. Where's everybody from? I don't need like your city, just like general country that y'all are from. I haven't been to cons in years. Yeah, I'm very mentally disconnected from conventions. I mean, I'm not financially free of conventions, but I sure am mentally free of them though. A baking shop? Nah, food is like food's like the worst industry to invest money into. However, as a lifetime fat person, I think I would know exactly what to serve to get people coming back. It wouldn't even be good food. I wouldn't even serve like I wouldn't my goal wouldn't even be oh see now you got me. If I were eh, I wouldn't even be focused on making like food. I would be making food that's highly addictive cuz delicious food is not what's highly addictive. I would have a seating section specifically for people to take Instagram videos and TikToks. And I would charge them double price for everything on the menu. You got the regular menu, then you got the influencer menu. I charge them double, triple for everything, and they still show up. Smaller. I mean, fucking impossible. Are you trying to open up a restaurant? You're like, hell nah. I would make it if you had over 250,000 followers, right? You can. I, that's all I would focus on if I made a restaurant. I wouldn't even be focused on making like amazing food. All it has to do is be somewhat decent, and then you just put a lot of salt and a lot of sugar in it to keep them coming back. Every month we'd have a different challenge. It'd be like a make a hashtag out of it, and I would hit up with like a doctor friend and be like, what is physically impossible for a human to consume, and then we'd base the entire challenge around things that are physically humanly impossible so that no one could win. I will spend thousands of dollars in research to make sure that nobody wins a free bowl of food. So anyway, that's why I don't open a restaurant because I would just do stupid shit like that. I guess you would focus on making it look really really pretty, right? For the gram or whatever people are using now. Okay, I haven't been like I know as an artist, as they tell you you got to be like all on top of every social media, whatever the fuck they to to survive or whatever. Look, nobody knows who I am, and I make a decent living as an artist. But because of that, I don't actually know what's going on in the social media world. It took me forever to realize that everyone was. It took me a while to realize everyone had left Facebook. So are people artist wise? Um, are a lot of people still utilizing Instagram heavily, or is everyone on? Was it Kara now? How's that been? If you guys are on there, because I'm not like I have an account on that, and I have an Instagram account, but mainly what I use Instagram for is keeping up with like boxing news and posting up stupid stories when I'm traveling. Like that's really all I use it for. Yeah, people overpay for a lot of stuff when it comes to food and restaurants. Well, if you think about it, um, kind of any restaurant you go to is already incredibly like overpriced, both in regards to like what you're paying for your food and like what you're doing just to be there. You know what I mean? It's just like you had to drive out somewhere and spend all your time to wait to be served. You know what I mean? Versus like had you just not left the house, you could have you could have just cooked. Could have made a darn good grilled cheese sandwich with some tomato soup. It's just like that's why I cannot go out to eat anymore. Um, and I'm not trying to sound like a fucking hippie. It's just I think I'll sound more like an old man than a hippie. It's just like the time and money it takes to just drive out somewhere, wait to be seated, wait for somebody to get your order, and then hopefully they get your order out to you in a timely manner. And what you pay afterwards. Man, I can go like a whole week of grocery shopping, cook my food, use the spare money to pay for a month at the gym, and probably go to the gym and come back by the time you're done eating, traveling. You know what I'm talking about? I just can't. That's why when I go to conventions and I got people, hey man, you want a bunch of us artists going out to dinner? You want to go? I'm like, nah, not really. I want to hang out with y'all, but I don't want to go wherever the fuck y'all are going. Oh, of course, TikTok is it will have its time, but it's not yet. Yeah, no, we thankfully I'm in a very fortunate situation where my wife is not working anymore. So uh she has been like able to prep very healthy alternative food. Like oh I told you he baked some bread. Um there's no sugar in it. So because of the ingredients that we buy, we have like our grocery bill has gone down like exponential like crazy. So it's just like a $5 bag of flour and then it's like a $5 thing of yeast, but it lasts like 6 months. Could produce like I don't know how many fucking loaves of bread we get out of that, you know. So with like a $6 investment, that's that covers like bread, and she we can make tortillas out of it. That covers like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks worth of like I don't want to say the whatever you want to refer to it as the carb of the meal. You know what I'm talking about? But then again, it does take time to do that. So I'm finally in a very fortunate position where I can start eating like healthy and not just because you guys know when I'm trying to drop weight for like whatever it is I got going on, I'll do something really stupid and extreme to lose the weight, but it's not necessarily healthy. But I'm actually feeling very healthy now, which is not something that I don't think it's not something I think any of you have ever seen me healthy before. Which one is struggle meal? Yeah, if I was, if like, if my wife wasn't always like getting on me about like being unhealthy, I'd be living off of ramen, eggs, and cigarettes. Ramen for the carbs, the eggs for the protein, cigarettes for everything else. Still trying to save and replace that laptop. How much life do you think you got left in your laptop? Two more months at most. Takes everything slow or freezes. Recommendations. Welcome. Is there a reason you're going to replace it with a laptop instead of a desktop? Because for uh for the price of a laptop, you can get, just a very basic monitor and a desktop that's probably far more powerful, and you'll still be pocketing money. Like for whatever price you're gonna get a laptop for, you can go under that price. Get a desktop that is gonna be more powerful. Uh, and desktops last longer, so it's a better long term investment. This is my opinion. Um, That's what I always tell my family members. Like, I mean, unless you're going, obviously, if you're going to be taking it places, right? Then that's different. You know, you're gonna, hop on a train or a bus or something. Then okay, that's different. I'm not talking about that. But like, you're talking about for home use. I'm like, why? Laptops are so expensive. You like to work on that? Okay. Yeah, everyone's use case is different. That's why I always ask uh instead of tell. I always ask. Yeah, I'm actually in the market to upgrade the processor in my computer. I don't know if it's just that it's degrading because I've been abusing because I don't have a separate computer to do like my live streams, and then when I work in like Premiere Pro and then Clip Studio Paint, Photoshop, and then like everything I always just like to do in one system. I'm not one of those dual PC stream whatever fucking people. Um, but lately my computer's been tripping out. It cannot handle what it used to handle. I've been using the same Adobe programs for like 9 years. So like the system requirements to run them are the same now as they were almost a decade ago. But for some reason, my computer's struggling with it. I'm like, I can't be. And I built this computer in 2021, and I'm just like, dude, I cannot. But to be fair, I abuse the shit out of it. Like I leave it on way longer than it needs to be on, doing shit that you know what I mean. So if something's going on with it, it's 100% my fault. I'm just saying, like, I can't believe that it's. Anyway, I'm in the market to upgrade the processor in my computer. If screen wasn't bad, just need to up the RAM processor. Really, new ones don't. Ooh, 2K is steep. Yeah, 2K is steep. Especially if the only problem is the screen. That's hard, but like if you're not confident to change it or to to swap it out yourself, taking it in somewhere for a change the screen, that price, you're right, you may as well just buy a new. Old stuff with new case. It depends on what it is. It really does. You talking about laptops? Well, I guess any computer in general, right? Any pre-built that you buy. I don't know. Like every year they'll kind of have a new combo of things. I think my biggest thing that I why I don't personally like pre-builts is they comes loaded with a bunch of stuff. Like they put a bunch of stuff in there, and it's a lot. Well, you know how like when you buy a phone, like if you go into the AT&T store and you buy a phone there, it has a bunch of stuff on it. Versus if you buy that same phone directly from the manufacturer, if it's like unlocked, you get it. It has nothing on it. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, but we're not talking about desktops because their use case is laptop. Yeah, bloatware. Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's why like yeah, I'm not a what do you call it? Like a desktop PC master race kind of person. It's just like everyone has different use case. So, um yeah, I was going to say no matter what laptop you buy. So here's the thing, especially with Adobe products and like fucking especially Clip Studio Paint. I mean, like we're not talking about like editing images. We're talking about trying to use big brushes and a lot of pixels, and there's a lot of layers. Like I think as painters and illustrators, the way we behave in Photoshop is very different from like somebody who's editing pictures, right? Um, I think if you're shopping around for a laptop, I think the thing that you really should be focusing the most on is just getting something with a shit ton of RAM. I think all processors at this point should be able to handle like even like a fucking like a like an 11th or 12th gen Intel can handle and I know that doesn't mean anything to you when I say something like that, but like could handle Photoshop fine, especially if you're not doing anything else on it. So I think for your shopping, for specifically what we do using Adobe programs as illustrators, if you can up your RAM when you're shopping, if you find a laptop that has like 64 gigs, um, I would go for that. But like even a dedicated, well not even an integrated GPU is should be more than enough for like the brushes. You know what I mean? So or integrated, excuse me, integrated graphics is enough to handle anything. The old like the biggest bottleneck that I found doing my work, because like like the big Pokemon project or the fucking Dragon Ball, like those are like 2 3 gig files, right? 11,000 by 18,000, 11,000 by 19,000 files. The thing that bottlenecked me was uh my RAM. So I run 128 gigs and everything's fine. 128 DDR4, it's fine. Like you don't. Oh, dude, you think Photoshop eats RAM? Clip Studio Paint is the fucking worst. My project files that I have, if I open it, I'll give you one example. The Pokemon project file I have, I open that in Photoshop. I have CS6 because I don't pay for Creative Cloud, right? Because whatever. Anyway, so I have it open in Photoshop. It's 50 something give or take gigs of RAM of usage because that's how just to have that file open because that's how big it is. Same file, open in Clip Studio Paint. It goes anywhere from 87 to 92, kind of depending on um what like if I have something else that I'm doing in Clip Studio, but it's around that. So yeah, so since you're not tech heavy, my opinion would be if you were searching, um man, they have uh, okay, I haven't gone like shopping for, you know, pre-built systems in a long time. Is everything DDR5 now? For those of you who are know what I'm talking about? Because honestly, like you don't need DDR5 for Adobe products. You really don't. I watch a lot of like tech people who are like, we want to build a creator system. Be sure to get DDR5. What the fuck are you talking about? You can put like you can put like I had prior to the chips I have now, or prior to the sticks that I have now, I think I was running at like 3,000 RAM, and it was fucking fine. I wrote 36 now, and it's the same thing. It runs exactly the same. So if you could find a laptop that is running on a DDR4 set instead of 5, that could save you a lot of money if you could fucking find them. Actual changes to layers are done in RAM, but layer changes on the screen are VRAM, a dedicated GPU with a tons of. Yeah, but we're talking about we're talking about laptops though. Like if you were gonna get the laptop versions of graphics cards are just so bad. Like, but I mean, like they should have like if you're spending 2 grand, I'm assuming that they're gonna have like any Nvidia card you have right now, even a laptop one should be enough to handle that, right? At this point, with what we have, like anything that they have. But then again, that's what makes that's what makes shopping hard, laptop shopping hard. You have the opposite issue on your end with Photoshop. Clip Studio Paint is fine, but you have 46 or 46, you have 64 gigs of RAM. Although the Pokemon file must be massive, it is. Yeah, I'm only giving my anecdotal opinion based on like my personal use case. So it's like, uh, I could also not have run into that issue. Well, I think shit. I have a 1660 Super, so like a little baby graphics card on my build because I really was only using it for display. I was just like, I'm gonna use this thing because I don't play any games. Like, I just need this thing to be able to display stuff. Like I have 6 gigs on it or 6 gigs of VRAM on there. So and I've again, so probably for my personal use, it hasn't been an issue. So it's something that maybe I don't consider when I'm thinking of parts because I've never run into that issue. So that could just be something that I don't have experience with. Yeah, but if you're getting Apple, you're going out of the budget anyways. And Malcolm says nowadays good laptops can be 2K and can reach up to 4K. The PC you're currently building is looking at what the fuck? 14? What are you doing? Are you talking about like you're including like desk and are you talking about like you're including the cost of the desk and your fucking secret lab chair and your fucking You know what? The YouTube chat knows just brought up a good point. It's because one thing that I'm also not taking into consideration, I'm using CS6. I'm gonna assume that the resource use on CS6 is much better, is much less than what like the current Creative Cloud version requires. That's a good fucking point. In which case, what you can do instead of getting a more powerful laptop is go pirate Photoshop. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't you don't gotta outrun the bear. You gotta outrun your friend. You know what I'm saying? I just noticed I stopped drawing for like 10 minutes right there. Hold on. Yeah, I know. I can't even pull the trigger on buying because I'm still on AM4 and I'm gonna stay on AM4 for a fucking long time. And like I can't even pull the trigger on buying replacing my processor. And you're over here talking about buying a $2,000 laptop, and I'm just like, dude, that sounds fun. That's why I'm really into it because shopping is fun, and I'm gonna live vicariously through you because I can't pull the trigger on buying my own stuff because I'm cheap. You had to go. You went to uninstall Creative Cloud, and you literally couldn't. There was still shit running in the background. You had to go on the forums, and some guy gave you a script. Wow. Look, look. I've been very open about my opinion about Photoshop and Adobe. Right? Look, like I've always said, if they went back to a one-time purchase version of it, I would do it if it had all the bells and whistles and stuff on it. Right? Um, just like when Clip Studio Paint first came out, that that was just like you buy it one time, you're good. I know they have the subscription model now, but I was like, all right, you buy it once, you're good. Fine, I bought it. I waited till Black Friday, but I paid full price and I got like the whatever version of it, right? The one that comes with all the bells and whistles. Uh-huh. But like now they're on a subscription model. So if something ever happened where I couldn't use my Clip Studio Paint, I'm just gonna fucking pirate it. Like it, yo, Malcolm and I were just talking about this. When you buy when you buy a video game, you're not buying the game, you're paying for access to the game. You know what I mean? Like that's what really annoys me. And that goes all the way from video games to Photoshop to everything. You know? Like let me buy it and let me have it. If you're not gonna let me keep it, if I'm gonna pay for it, you're not gonna let me keep it, then I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm gonna get it how I want. Doggo, what's going on? Nothing. We just going crazy, talking about shit, talking shit on Photoshop and video games. It's just like Game of Thrones, man. I was just like, I don't want to sign up for all of HBO Max forever. How about you just let me buy each episode? Just shoot them to me at like $10 a pop or something like that. I'll just buy each individual episode, and then like you let me just like stream that episode. Say no, all right then. That's how you want to do it. I'm gonna go sail the seas. Are you doing these from memory? Yeah, yeah. We're just hanging out in the sketchbook today. Yeah, I'm not a fan of subscription models. Um, yeah, I'm just not. You know what? You guys just had me like I just had like an epiphany right now. It's like I it's the reason why I don't buy a phone. That look like one of the big reasons I don't go iPhone is because how difficult it is to have local audio on it. And I just realized right now this thing that I'm ranting about I want to like you're either gonna let me buy it and have it, or I'm just gonna steal it. Like that applies to like everything. Like I won't buy an Apple product because I can't have local music on it. You forcing me to stream it. So I'm just like, no. Sometimes I want to be able to just play my music without being connected to the internet. Nope, we won't allow you. All right, I'm not gonna buy a product. It reminds me of that realization I had when I realized that I tried to turn all my food into pizza. Like, uh, every time I would go to like, let's say a Subway, I'd be like, all right, I want everything on this bread. I want to get the meatball marinara, put like extra cheese, toast it. And my wife was just like, why the fuck you trying to turn everything to a pizza? Go to a sandwich shop, do the exact same thing. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how it is. It's just like what if I just want to watch a movie? Sorry, our service is down. Like I'm just over here trying to watch Willy Wonka, man. Anyway, if it will help with your laptop search, um, if you consider just not using the Creative Cloud, because an older version will probably be less demanding on your system. I'm saying CS2 is probably very easy to come by these days. Well, you know what's funny? We had almost completely localized everything for for a while up until not too long ago. Like that's why Malcolm and I were talking about like when they released the Marvel vs. Capcom or whatever the arcade collection. If it's actually on, like, if you actually get the physical copy of it that has the file, like has the game on it, then we're gonna buy it. Ah, fuck that up. Marvel versus Capcom. Someone was asking what MVC meant. Marvel versus Capcom. So Dave, I need somebody to convince me to upgrade my 3700 to a 5950 uh, Ryzen because they're so cheap. Like they used, you remember how like they used to be so expensive. You could find a 5900 for like 250, or you can get the 5950 for like $300 now. And I'm just like, I have it like in my Amazon cart. I've like taken it in and out of my Amazon cart like so many times. Like the amount of time I've spent debating on it, I could have found somebody to commission and like get the money to just to pay for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it's like $300 now. It's like you did buy the arcade cabinet. Yeah, you told me about that, right? That's where you put the thing on top of. You plan on buying it twice, digital for PS4, physical for PS4, pass on the Switch. What? What do you think the background for MVC2 game is gonna look like on the Switch? It's gonna look worse than the Dreamcast, right? Somehow. What's my screen resolution? The 3800 by yeah, on all three of them. I'm just gonna tell you the fact that I have been able to talk myself out of it like 150 times is because like the only reason I would get it is because I've always eyeballed it and now it's like affordable. And you upgraded yours recently. Well, what was your jump like? Oh, that I forgot. Okay, that's how Nintendo does it. Like back when I was doing a lot of heavy video editing, which you know what? I barely do any video editing these days. I used to do a lot. Like I used to be like a full-time vlogger. But even like now, I wouldn't even be able to utilize it for that. I don't do anything while I stream. So I don't have any other load on the system. So basically everything I'm listing off is like the sensible reasons why I don't really need to. I don't need to, I don't need to buy it. The lower the resolution, the better. Anyway, so my point is I don't even do stuff when I'm streaming. So I was like, I don't video edit anymore. I currently don't have any issues when I'm working on my big like Photoshop files, my really, really big ones. What I have now is totally fine. Hence why I've been able to talk myself out of a frivolous purchase for like god damn it. So that's a that big upgrade you did. Are you pretty happy with it? Whatever. I'll just ride this thing. I'll just ride this system out till it dies, and then spend all my money on building a Threadripper so I could fucking place Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on it. Oh, yeah. I've been. I know I just made a Threadripper joke, but I've been eyeballing going back to Intel um on my next build because prior to the thing that I'm using right now, I had I had a pre-built. I had an I forgot which I forgot what was in it. Which i7 was in it. It's been so long. Um, but yeah, I never had any issues with it. Again, I don't do 3D stuff. I don't do anything that warrants like what I have now is overkill for what I do. But you guys know how it is. So just for the sake of change, I wanted to switch over back to Intel. But I know that Ryzen's tend to have a but then again, I was like everything is overkill for my use case, so it almost doesn't matter. I was considering switching back to Intel just for the shit of it, just to have something different on my next one, just because. The anatomy is freehanded. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just hanging out in the sketchbook today. Kind of bored today, or I just didn't have a lot going on today, even though we've been streaming for a long time. Oops. Oh, did we miss a page? Shit. Oh, okay. Well, oh, do you know what do you know the thing that got me wanting to switch back to Intel? Just again, they're for my particular use case, everything is overkill. So I actually everything I get will be more than enough. But um, I I have been wanting to get the Intel Arc because I love how that thing looks. You know how clean that thing is. It's just I'm not a fan of like I'm not an RGB. I'm not a flashy. I don't like I like if I could all my parts would just be like black squares. And that's borderline what the Intel Arc looks like. Yeah, yeah, their graphics card, yeah. Oh no, no, no. I'm talking about the reason I wanted to switch back to Intel CPU is because if I want to do like an all Intel build. You know, like I wanted to if I'm going to use if I'm gonna use the arc, I also wanted to switch back to their CPU just for the shits of it, just for my OCD. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, better to be overkill than underkill. Yeah, but my point is like everything that's on the market now is more than powerful enough to do what I do with my computer, which is like nothing compared to what most of you guys probably do. Like the stuff I do, other than like those big, like every Dragon Ball draw, like other than those big art files, I I, I don't do anything on my systems honestly. So except for the 128 RAM. Do you work on a display tablet? Yeah, I have a 24-inch Cintiq right here. See here. Uh, well, you know the thing about like anatomy is you kind of only need to learn it once. I don't know. Never mind. That's not a fair thing to say because there are certain subjects that people retain, like mechanical things, structural things. Um, I can retain. But when it comes to here's a good example. I suck at mixing paint. Like I cannot get the right colors, and I can never remember like the combos that I use to get certain colors. But I have seen people online who can get any color they want like that. And to me that's amazing, but to them they're like, "Whatever the fuck what are you talking about?" So, everyone kind of has their own thing, like structural stuff, like anatomy or perspective and vehicles. That's something that I can retain that information just well, but other stuff I can't. So thank you. But this is kind of just like the stuff that I'm really good at. That's why when I'm bored or I am having a bit of like here earlier on the stream, I told you guys I just was kind of tired and I didn't know what to draw. I always default to like drawing people and drawing hands because those are the things I'm good at. So, can you guys believe it's Friday? What does everyone have planned for the weekend? Also, we're going to be streaming for like another 10 minutes or so and then I'm going to have client work that I need to take care of, digital client work. Then once I finish that client work, we're gonna. There's some oil painting that I want to do today. Ugh, I have to choose between oil painting or practicing on my guitar. I keep saying I'm gonna sit down and practice, but I obviously don't care that much about it because I always pick like the painting first. I go do other stuff first. Art and fighting game. Actually, I'm gonna go have soup when we're done here. What games do I play? I'll download Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, play it for like 8 hours, look at myself in the mirror, be disappointed in myself that I wasted the day, then uninstall it. I will. I'll download any game that my wife wants to co-op. I love video games, but you guys know I don't make time to play games because I don't even make time for like I don't make time for anything like other than drawing. Like I have to force myself to go to the gym, and that's more because if I don't get exercise, I'm going to die. Like um but I do make time if my wife really wants to play a game. I always like any game time that I'm going to have throughout the year, I always kind of reserve that to co-op. So we recently played Grounded, which I think is a really fun game. We didn't finish it though. Um Earlier this year we played Diablo 4. Also didn't finish that. Um like 2 years ago we played, or a year and a half, however long ago Hogwarts came out, we played a little bit of that. That's not a co-op game, but we did hand off the controller. Anything, any kind of co-op games. We There was one night where we tried to play Gears of War. The remake that came out. I think it was like 2016 where it came out. We played it on console, and the game just kept freezing, and I was just like, oh, what's going on? So I go online, and they're like, oh, this game just sucks. Like it was just poorly put together. Um, I I am trying to get her to play Halo Infinite because I I know everybody's opinion on Infinite, but I played a little bit of the campaign of Infinite. I had fun with it, and I know that you can co-op the campaign. There's no split screen, so we'd have to do it on our PCs. Actually, I made space in my office here to set up. You probably can't see it. It's You see that monitor over there? That's one of her three monitors. So I actually made space in my office so she can have her gaming setup over there. So it took a lot of work to convince her to PC game because she didn't really grow up with computers. Like she didn't really know anything about computers, so she was I don't want to say intimidated by them, but because they're kind of like an afterthought to her. So she's always like, if I want to play a game, I'm gonna play it on a video game system. So it took me a while to convince her to switch over. And ever since then, she's just like, man, fuck these consoles, bullshit. So we have we have a Switch, a Series X, PS4. I actually was able to get the Series X during COVID. My buddy, who one of my Yu-Gi-Oh Black Market buddies, um, he was one of those guys who had more Xboxes than he should have had during COVID. So for Christmas, I want to say it was the first Christmas that the Series X came out. I was able to get one from him. You only play my we like crafting games like Stardew Valley. But we've beaten Stardew Valley so many times in the past, and now we're so efficient at it that we don't find it fun to play anymore. Um, yeah, but now it's just if we can find it on PC, that's how we're gonna do it. You know what's really handy is the Xbox the Game Pass for PC, the Xbox Game Pass for PC. That's really handy. That thing is fucking. I don't know if any of you have that, but again, as somebody who's I'm not super deep into games, so something as simple as that like blows my mind. And it's cool because so we just use our Game Pass to get the game for free through that. And then if we're gonna co-op, I just get the Steam version of it, and we cross-platform. It's fucking yeah. Life's so much easier because like if we were gonna play co-op on a lot of these Xbox games, if we're gonna co-op the campaign because none of them have fucking split screen anymore, you'd have to buy two Xboxes. If you don't, if you weren't gonna computer, if you weren't gonna play on the computer, that is. What games have y'all played recently that you either like or don't like, or that if you could recommend any? What's going on? Why are we looking like we're dropping frames? No, zero frames dropped. As a traditional art streamer, you know what really helps keep my stream stable? Streaming at 24 frames. I remember I did a panel at TwitchCon, San Diego, like was it 2 years ago? And it was a bunch of artists, and we were talking about streaming our artwork on on Twitch. And one of the questions was, how do you guys manage like your stream if it's like a laggy stream and you don't have the best internet and all that? And they had all these general answers in regards to like your changing the resolution and all that. But I think one thing that a lot of art streamers don't do is you could stream at like fucking 20 frames per second, especially for traditional art, and nobody's gonna know. You know how I know that? Because I've done that and nobody's noticed. Shredder's Revenge. Yes, I've played that. I played it with Malcolm here. Splinter's Fate. Is it a beat 'em up? You know what they need to do? Turn based Ninja Turtles game. Turn based everything. Just waiting on some games like Monster Hunter. There's a game called um fuck, what's it called? Hold on. Open up Steam. Damn it. Hold on. I have it in my wish list. Oh yeah, it's called it's called Creature Keeper. I've been waiting for that bitch to come out. Sparkling Zero. Oh yeah. Let me see that game. Hunter Wild. Oh Monster. Oh Monster Hunter Wild. I didn't see Monster there. I thought it was just Hunter Wild. Like what's that? You're also a co-op wife gamer playing an old indie game called Chariot, two-player physics puzzle platformer with graph. Oh, she hates platformers. Can't do that. Monster Hunter World, you recommend it? Fortnite ain't good. uh, yeah, I felt like for a long time we were starved of good turn-based JRPGs, but now it's like now there's like too many of them. I can't keep up. I mean, I'm glad that there's too many of them for me to play. I'd rather have that, you know. Um, but now I'm like, "Ah, fuck, how am I gonna keep up with all this?" So, I haven't looked too much into the new Dragon Ball game. It is not the Guilty Gear style fighter, right? It's more like Final Bout, isn't it? It's more like a Tekken style, like spatial kind of fighter. You know what? I we played Sea of Stars for like I think we put 10 hours into it and I just found it kind of dull. You know why? We had when I played when we played Sea of Stars, we had just come off of playing Chained Echoes. You cannot go from Chained Echoes to Stars. Chained Echo just had too much like actually there was Echoes is far superior. If you're looking for a little bit more of a challenging, a little bit more complex turn-based game, Chain Echoes is great. I think that game is great. But because we had just gotten off of that, and then we went into C, we are just like, oh, this is really boring. And the story to Chained is like amazing. It's like you're watching it. By the time it's done, I felt like I had just watched an anime that I was like, I'm gonna miss this show. Like it was like a really good one season anime. Magica. I thank you for that suggestion. I pulled it up and I'll do some research on it afterwards. But I've opened a tab with it. We don't like Persona. There's too much talking. Like the amount of time you spend, because it's a book, right? It's it's a moving manga. That's what Persona is. By the time you finish playing, especially fucking Persona 5, by the time you finish playing that, you could have watched an entire season of an anime. Let's just call what it is. Yeah, if you do find yourself hungry for another like JRPG that has some really good turn-based combat and a pretty good story, Echoes is, and it's not a recency bias thing. Um, I think it's like one of the best RPGs, all things considered, that I've ever played. GoldenEye. I am almost surprised they've never attempted. Not saying they could do it, they could pull it off. I'm saying that they've never even attempted to like remake GoldenEye. I know they've re-released it. I'm talking about like, unless I missed something. Did they try to remake it, or is that something they knew would be foolish? What's that guy's name? Um, guy who played Goku in in Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm actually about to head out right now. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Like I said, we're only gonna hang out for a little bit more. This was fun. Sean Shamel, is that his name? I feel like it was more of a Weasley name. Anyway, this was a nice chill day. I didn't really have anything. I'm gonna go do some paid work now. So, thank you for hanging out, and good luck on your laptop shopping. Hope everything works out with that one. Um, you could always get, you could always get something, and then oh, laptops don't max it. You can always get something that has the potential to max at 64 gigs. Buy the laptop, you know, for a little bit cheaper, and then replace the RAM sticks. That I think would be your best option. All right, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow.